YouTube Nation, and me man, Missa B. And today we want to take a look at track and field, an area that Jamaica can be just doubly proud. In 2023, which is this year, and 2024, 2024 marks 76 years, but specifically this year, 2023, marks 3/4 of a century, 75 years, since Jamaica has been participating in international track and field. And without any doubt, we have established a reputation on which we can be absolutely proud. Now, think about it, that last year at the end of the World Championships, Jamaica, small island like Jamaica with a population of just under 3 million people, topped the international track and field community, and ended the year as the #1 track and field country in the world with 75 points, ahead of the great United States of America with a population that is 100 plus times the population of Jamaica. And Jamaica finished with 75 points. The US finished with 74 to finish second. And of course, Kenya, which is another athletics powerhouse, finished third with 60 points. Now, that is something that we can be significantly proud of. And while over the past couple of years, the male side of our track and field has been in the sort of a back in the factory, if you will, the reworking stage, our women have made us significantly proud and has carried the burden of the load, especially in this post Usain Bolt period. And so I just want to use the opportunity to focus on them with this little video presentation here as we look at what is going to be on the offing for the coming year. Now, this year is a World Championship year. So for those of us who follow the sports and those who just taking a look, it's the first time that the World Championships is literally going to be repeated. We had the World Championships in Oregon, Eugene, Oregon last year. And of course, the Jamaican women, again, made us proud, carried the flags. Men came into their own and showed some flashes of where we can possibly be over the course of the coming years. But the women, again, did us proud. Of course, leading the pack, none other than the great Honorable Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. In this year, Shelly-Ann marks 15 years in professional athletics circuit. By 2024, with the Olympics in Paris, would be Shelly-Ann's 16th year as a top class athlete. And when you look at the output, the body of work, it's significant. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is a 3-time Olympic champion. She has, she's a 10 times world athletics, female world athletics champion. And again, this is not something that we should take lightly. There are countries 100 times our size who cannot produce the kind of results that our athletes have been producing. Shelly-Ann ranks #1 in the world and has been ranking #1 in the world for the better part of the last 2 years at the 100 meters. She ranks 3 over the 200 meters. And of course, Shelly-Ann stopped the clock at 10.60, which was her best time over the distance, if you will, in this would have been 2021, and of course has run under 11 seconds, under 10.7 seconds on 9 occasions over the past year. So no other athlete in the sport at this time, certainly running the 100 meters discipline, comes remotely close. Of course, hot on our heels, and hot on our heels is the double Olympic champion, arguably one of the greatest female athletes in the sport, is none other than Elaine Thompson-Herah. Elaine, again, starting out, really hit her strides as a big athlete at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio, where she won the double 100, 200 meters, and repeated in Tokyo. Uh, this would have been year before last, and of course, that is not again a mean feat. Elaine is a five-time Olympic gold medalist, and which, in my opinion, does put her ahead of Shelley in terms of her medal performances at the Olympic Games. But of course, where Shelley has distanced herself is her 10 times a world athletics female champion. And then in the wings, or on their heels, is of course the irrepressible, and I like to call her that, Shericka Jackson. Shericka stopped the clock last year, 21.45 seconds over the 200 meters, and is essentially the second fastest time in the world over the distance. Again, between Shericka and Elaine, these two young women have dominated the 200 meters over the last couple of years, certainly the last year and a half. And you will remember that at Tokyo, Elaine ran the fastest, that would have been at the time, the second fastest time in the world ever over the 200 meters. Of course, we've been watching this time that the American Florence Griffiths Joyner has a world record, and for the first time, I think, in a long time, those of us who are lovers of the sport realize that this 200 meters record is breakable. It also is a suggestion to that the same is true with the 100 meters, that this record is also breakable, and the women in the world who have demonstrated that capability of breaking those records. Shelley Ann Fraser-Pryce, clearly, this is going to be her goodbye years, if you will. But Shelley is just running faster and faster, and we believe, certainly, I believe that Shelley has that 100 meters records in her sight. I also believe that between Elaine and Shericka Jackson, and it would be an amazing experience to see both Shericka and Elaine fully fit over the 200 meters distance. And I believe that if that happens with some press from the rest of the field, Flojo, we can finally say goodbye to that Flojo record. Of course, on the female side, we have as well in the wings young Kemba Nelson, who has basically stepped up, now joining the pack. Of course, between them, forming one of the most formidable 4x100 meters team, lost the World Championship gold medal by a whiskers. Again, a little bit of, and let's not get into the details on that, but we believe that 4 fit Jamaican women running that 4x100 meters is going to again put a serious challenge on the 4x100 meters record at both the World Championship, which is coming up here in Budapest, Hungary this year, and of course this is in August of this year. So it's going to be a pretty interesting year. And then behind them we have the youngster Brianna Williams, who has now shifted her camp now in Jamaica. I think Brianna is now has taken stock and has decided that she wants to stamp her class and her authority on the field. And of course, looking at the Jamaican female sprinting track and field lineup, is seeing herself as a worthy contender for when, of course, the great Shelly Ann steps away from the field to stamp her own class and take her place in that field. And of course, again, we have in the wings the younger sprinters coming out of high school championships. We have the Clayton twins. It is just so crucial that the field from which we draw these athletes is so fruitful and productive that we can have another crop of youngsters. Brianna Liston, the four that ran that world record time at the World Junior Championships, well, twice, because they also repeated in Colombia after having broken the record again at Kingston at the National Stadium at the office, but the record wasn't ratified. So the stocks look good. Of course, on the other side of the sprinting, with the barriers, the hurdles, again, we have another crop of young women coming through who have demonstrated, without a doubt, the Jamaica's capability to combining that the speed over the barriers and the speed across the track. And so in the sprint hurdles, the females, we are looking very, very good. We have this young Miss Anderson there. We figure that female sprinting, both over the flat and the sprint hurdles, Jamaica look good. So the World Championships, that is going to be in Budapest, Hungary this summer. And Wolipa shots, Wolipa sparks, so the fly. We feel that, I'm just kind of wondering rather, if some of these other youngsters in the wings, if we'll be able to see, maybe get a little glimpse of one or two of them coming into the Jamaican setup at the senior level. Granted, the pool that is there, and this pool is so deep. I've not mentioned anything about the men. We're gonna use a different video for deal with that. Just want to focus on our women, and just to say, we have a significant depth in terms of the country's ability to produce track and field stars. Of course, don't fool yourself, because this is the job that these women have chosen. This is how they have decided to establish their professional lives. And, we just want to wish them all the best, and to give them our support. Nobody can stop people from offering them criticism. That is what keeps the sport alive. And one thing is clear, is that after 75 years, and as we head into the Paris Olympics in 2024, track and field in Jamaica is alive and well, So want to hear what you guys think out there. If you like the video, I'm going to ask you to just hit the like button if you have not subscribed as yet. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, I would love to get your feedback. So leave your feedback in the comment section of the video, and tell me what you think, what you see in terms of Jamaica's depth and the future in terms of Jamaica's track and field. What do you think? I'd love to get your feedback here. And the next video we're going to take a look at the men's side. What is in the wings? What can we expect? Certainly with the World Championships in the offing this year and the Paris Olympics in 2024, what can we look forward to? We can't have enough to cheer for when it comes to track and field. And so, once again, I'm me, man, Missa B. Let me hear your thoughts. Respect.